As the insurance industry goes through a phase of digital transformation, the advance of technology is encouraging insurers to explore and establish direct-to-consumer distribution channels. Here to discuss insurers' efforts in this are Mike Adams, AM Best Senior Financial Analyst, and Igor Bass, Financial Analyst. And Mike, how prevalent is the direct-to-consumer digital channel considering changing consumer expectations and demands?
Well, John, there has been a lot of initial interest in the direct-to-consumer channel by many insurance companies. But they really are in the early stages right now of determining what their DTC strategy is going to be. So they do definitely view it as a way of reaching additional customers, of accessing the middle market in a more cost-efficient way. But what we've seen is it's really more of an ancillary view right now. It's not a core strategy for most of the carriers. In fact, there's been very few insurance companies that we've noted that have actually grown their DTC channel in a meaningful way to represent like an overall portion of their revenues. So it's early stages, but there's a lot of interest, and they're kind of just taking it slow right now.
What aspects of modernizing distribution are insurers finding challenging?
Well, John, other than the obvious cost of investing in new technology to enhance their existing distribution systems, I think insurance companies are finding it difficult to squeeze a significant amount more of additional cost or efficiencies out of digitizing the sales process. You could speed up the time to issue, you could automate some of the underwriting, improve customer experience, but at the end of the day, a lot of customers still want a face-to-face conversation with an agent, either by telephone or face-to-face. And especially with the more complex life insurance products. So a lot of life insurance products just don't lend itself to a fully digitized sales process. So we think that the insurance companies for now are stuck with the agent, the middleman, which is a significant cost, and we think that they will probably be around for a while.
Igor, is DTC something of a disruptor in the sense that it may take deep pockets to form a digital channel, and is it pricing out the smaller competitors?
John, that's a good question. Not necessarily. Insurance is something that's a service, not a product. A lot of insurers still believe in it takes something to be sold and not necessarily online. A lot of the smaller guys are trying to partner with the insurtech companies to stay competitive in the business. So I don't think necessarily it's going to price out the smaller guys in the market.
So what are the limitations when it comes to DTC, especially in the complex products?
Sure. Some of the limitations is the complexity of the products. Some of the complex products cannot be simply sold over the DTC channel. So you try to keep it simple, simple whole life, simple term life products that could be sold quicker to the consumer in the fastest way possible. A limitation is also cost. You have the cost aspect of it as well. It takes a lot of money to start up some of the distribution channels directly. That's keeping some of the companies away from it as well. And it's an upfront cost of building the channel itself. And also the system, life insurance having old systems in place, mainframes, to build on that is a lot of cost involved. So I would say the cost, and in terms of the simplicity of the product, is keeping complexity.
Do you see potential for channel conflicts?
Oh, absolutely, especially established companies having conflicts with their own career agents channels as well, in terms of trying to balance where do they invest their budget dollars into. Is it direct channels, innovation, technology? Is it into their career agents? That's a fine line that a lot of insurers are working in terms of the cost allocation and development, in terms of also agents coming in, new agents. Do we invest in new agents, training, or the digital distribution channels is what a lot of insurers are dealing with. But it's too early to tell at this stage. I think it's still in the early stages.
Igor, Mike, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us today.
Sure, thanks, John.
Thank you.
And for AM Best TV, I'm John Weber.